Welcome back to RADBMX Builds, day 5 of 7 videos in a row for your Christmas break. So I hope you guys are still having a rad break, but don't worry, I still have more content coming and you're not gonna wanna miss the upcoming videos or this one. So right now, smash the subscribe button because on day 7, New Year's, I'm gonna be breaking some crazy news for 2025. You're not gonna wanna miss out on that video because when I announce that, some things are gonna move really fast and you're not gonna wanna miss out. Okay, what's this video about? My beautiful 1987 GT Pro Series. I spared no expense in this build. I built it exactly the way I wanted it, and it's got quite the history that I'm gonna tell you about. But not only that, today, we're gonna be swapping out the headset. I have an Epoch on there right now. I'll explain why that's not working out and what we're gonna do about it in this video. Okay, so this beautiful 1987 GT Pro Series has been a build that I've been wanting to do for a long time. If you know anything about 1987 GT Pro Series bikes, they're very sought after and extremely hard to find if you wanted to buy one. So it took me quite a long time to get a frame and fork set that I was able to purchase and do a full custom build on. What makes this one special? No other than Kevin the Sheepdog Hull, a GT sponsored pro racer that raced a GT Pro Series in 1987, actually came to my place and signed the bike, which was super cool. You might have seen the videos. I had Eddie Fiola, Hollywood Mike Miranda, Kevin Hull, and a whole bunch of people over here in the shop. And I asked Kevin to sign the bike and he was so cool about it. He was more than happy to go ahead and sign this GT Pro Series. Okay, what makes the GT Pro Series so different from maybe the Mach 1 that's up there? And if you look, it's basically identical looking to the Pro Series, but what makes them different? The Pro Series was a team model bike and typically came with the 3-piece cranks. Also, the brake bridge on the back with those cutouts in it was only on the GT Pro Series. It doesn't have the regular tubular frame or tubular brake mount for the rear brake that you would normally find on a GT. Talking about right here, this would be your typical brake bridge. It's just a tube that goes across from the left to the right that you would mount a side pull brake on. Okay, one of the favorite bikes of mine in this collection has Amy Unitron grips, GT Flite donuts. I put a brake lever cover on it, an OG dyno number plate with some really cool decals. I did a yellow brake cable to highlight a little bit of the yellow in the bike. And these forks, I'm gonna come back up to them in a minute, are those old style 87 to 89 forks that I love so much. But what's cool about these, this one still has the plug in it, which is really rare. I've seen them both in plastic and in metal in the past, and this one's got the plastic ones. Usually those are popped out almost immediately and lost forever. And you can see the Epoch headset and the mallet stem in there, and we're gonna talk about that in a little bit. But these are some of my favorite decals, and Flite killed it with the Huntington Beach pads. My whole intention on building this bike and using these colors was to kind of give it that 1980s Huntington Beach vibe. I grew up in Southern California. I was riding bikes down in Huntington Beach during that time, and it just hits me in all the feels with the colors, the decals. I just love everything about this bike and purposely built it in this color palette with these parts and pieces. So I got some really nice MKS pedals, some bear traps up there, GT Power Series cranks, a GT power disc, a GT chain ring, and then I did the white and chrome chain, team model decal. These are some custom white wheels. They're really a no brand wheel, but they were the right ones for this bike. Blue gumwall Comp 3 style tires. Of course, white brake pads because of a white wheel. I didn't want to scar it up with a black brake pad, so I swapped it out. A Diacomp Nippon style rear brake. A GT laid back seat post, GT seat post clamp. Has been refinished. This is one of the Repop GT seats from Pork Chop. And it's just a beautiful bike. Also, let's highlight something here. I put the decal, the white one, over the black one, offset it just a little bit, and it gives it that three-dimensional look. And then I used the hardware from Pork Chop, and you can buy that for your GT cranks to make them look like the old ones instead of having the black hardware on there. It's just a much cleaner look. I don't have any GT valve stem caps, but I had some dynos in the blue that I like. So I'm still kind of on the hunt for some blue GT ones at some point. But that's kind of an overall of the GT Pro Series. Now what's going on with that headset? All right, if you look real close, that race crown sitting on top of the forks there is not correct. You can see the little bit of a gap in there, right? There you go, you can see it with the window behind it. So I tried to incorporate the top part of an Epoch with a different kind of headset, and it's just not working out. And what that does, it causes a little bit of back and forth wiggle with the handlebars, and I can't stand that. And it's just because they're not the proper pieces working together. So what I did is I bought a brand new Tioga Bear Trap 2 headset that we're gonna install on this bike. These are some of the best old school headsets out there. I absolutely love them. I had them in my bikes back in the day. I'm gonna put it on now, and I just think they're really the way to go. So we're gonna pull off this old headset completely, put on the new one, and then check it out. Just like that, super easy install, just swapping out the headset, and you can see that bear trap in there, the locked in, looks really good. This is era correct, it looks good, feels good, nice and tight, much better than that embarrassing wiggle you get in the handlebars because it just wasn't seated correctly because it had the wrong piece that goes over the forks. So something as easy as that. I think what I did when I built this bike is I just had a bunch of headset parts and tried mixing them together to finish the build, and they just weren't the right compatible parts. So there they are now, they're on there, and now my bike is looking so good. One of my favorites for sure, because that's my childhood right there. 1987 at its finest, GT Pro Series. And we all heard what's happening with GT, so these bikes becoming quite collectible. Do I intend on getting rid of it? I don't know. Probably not anytime soon for sure. But man, that just looks so good. And okay, there you have it. Easy fix. Anyone could do it. You don't need to go to a bike shop to have that done. It's really straightforward and simple to do with basic tools. So I did use a pipe that I got from Home Depot to bring that washer down onto the fork because it is a tight fit and you must apply pressure all the way around in order to get it to seat properly without causing damage to the top edges of the forks. You can get that at Home Depot. It's super easy. Go in there, grab one, couple bucks, smack it on there, and you're good to go without causing any damage to any part of your bike. So my beautiful 1987 GT Pro Series is now 100% ready to go out on a ride, to a show, wherever you'd want to take it. I hope you like this bike. I hope you like these videos. If you do, remember, hit that subscribe button, hit the thumbs up, leave me a comment about this bike and what you think about it. Does it give you those beach vibes from Huntington Beach back in the 80s? It sure does for me. So thanks again. I appreciate you guys. Hope you're having a great Christmas break. Tomorrow will be another video, so tune in for that. And as always, stay rad.